So, Somalia.
Somalia, one of the most dangerous places in the world.
Pirates, right?
In the failed state of Somalia, piracy has become a lucrative business.
Western navies are hunting down Somali pirates in the Indian Ocean.
Kidnapping.
It is not a safe place. It is difficult to operate in and is becoming increasingly hazardous. And the worry is now with this kidnapping of an aid worker that could hamper aid work in the country, which needs it so desperately.
Extremists.
2 Americans are among the at least 20 people killed in an attack at a hotel in Somalia.
The terror group Al-Shabaab is claiming responsibility.
What if I told you there was another country inside Somalia that is somewhat unknown to the outside world and doesn't have such horrific events? This is Somaliland.
We're in a war zone. It is dangerous. There is a risk involved.
MAN.
I know what you're thinking. This doesn't really look like Somaliland, does it? The reason is because it's not. I just wanted to jump in before the video starts and say I had some problems with the ISO setting on my camera, and I must have accidentally knocked it or something, and I knocked the ISO up to a high level, which basically means that there's a lot of noise and blurriness in some areas. But I had to delete a lot of clips, sadly, because they were unusable. But I think you'll still get the general idea of the video, and then at the end I'll jump in and tell you what's going on now. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Hey, Ahmed. Hiya.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
What's up, you? What's up, y'all?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Happy.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
So we've just driven from Hargeisa, the capital, to a smaller city called Burma, and we've just come to a tea house. Drove about 2 hours through the desert, and hello. And now we're going to have a traditional tea here, and then we're going to explore the city and then head up into the mountains. So it should be quite interesting. Ethiopian border we should be able to see from a viewpoint we're going to. Okay, so we just met up with Khaled's friend, Ahmed.
Ahmed, yeah.
Okay, and I'm just going to ask him a few questions. You live in
Burma.
Burma?
Yeah, I've been living in Burma now for like almost a year. And pretty much
You like it?
I like it, yeah. Actually, it's my first time. I'm born and raised in Kuwait. So when I moved from China to Somaliland, which is Burma here.
Wow.
And
so you've lived in many different places in the world?
Yeah. I went to born and raised in Kuwait, lived in China for 9 years, and then I came here to Somaliland.
And what made you come back?
I came to Burma to explore this place, and my parents originally from Burma, and when I came here, actually it wasn't what I expected. I thought it's gonna be actually bad, worse than this.
Yeah. So how does it compare to, let's say, China or Kuwait in terms of living conditions?
There is no comparison because Kuwait and China were more developed than Somaliland, but for living condition, it's actually you can find whatever you want in here. Okay. Yeah.
So do you think that Somaliland has potential to prosper and develop?
Hopefully yes.
And we see a lot of investment coming from especially UAE and a bit from the UK, right? To put into the roads and things. So.
Right. So I will give it 5 years maximum, and it will be more developed than now.
What about safety? Because I know a lot of people watching this at home, maybe they would view Somaliland, seen as it's an autonomous region inside Somalia, they might just make the connection between Somalia and pirates and danger and kidnappings. What about Somaliland? Is it safe?
Well, actually, comparing to Somalia, Somaliland is way safer. Yeah, there is no problems. You can walk around. Even for you as a YouTuber, you can walk around with your camera and nobody will talk to you. Yeah, right.
So you recommend for tourists to come and have a look at Somaliland?
100%. Yes. Welcome, guys. Anytime. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the interview.
All right. Thank you, man.
What are we up to now? We're going
We're going to the Sheikh Ali Mountain.
Cool. And that's at the viewpoint where you can see Ethiopia.
There you can see Ethiopia and the whole Boroma, and it's pretty much
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ahmed.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it.
All right.
So we've just come up the hill to this kind of green area here. It's really interesting. This part of Somaliland is really green. Other parts that we visited on this trip are quite barren and dry. We're going to go up the hilltop soon and we'll get a nice view, but I just want to share with you like an interesting thing that I've noticed in Somaliland is, you know, that you've got the big cities, but it's also very much integrated with the kind of traditional agriculture life. Like even in the big cities, you'll see people walking through with goats and livestock and things. And up here, there's quite a lot of livestock. Obviously, the agriculture is a huge part of these people's lives and keeping them fed, and one of the main sources of money for the average person here. It's a lot drier here. On the coast, it was so humid. You know, you walk outside, you're sweating instantly, but the climate here is a lot less humid. So we've just arrived at the bottom of this hill here, and you can see in the background to my right there's some people's houses there. They're made out of these little shacks, corrugated iron and blankets and things.
That's why.
I don't know, there's a rock called Kibao.
Wow, made it to the top. Have a look. This is really different to the rest of the Somaliland that I've seen. It's much more like green and the mountains in the background. And
Yeah, because you see the city is all surrounded by mountains.
And what's over in this direction?
That direction actually where they put the garbage in.
They put garbage down here.
Yeah, like you probably can zoom in.
Just here. And you're saying somebody owns this mountain?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Right.
Yeah, somebody actually owned it.
This would be like one of my favorite towns I've been to in Somaliland so far.
Wow.
I think. I mean, Berbera was nice on the coast, but this is, I really like the green in the hills, you know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. This is a nice place for tourists to come visit?
Yes, if you're looking for a beautiful place, like it's natural.
Right.
It's natural, yeah. There is no fancy restaurants or like a cinema theater, but it's just like, it's everything natural here, and people are lovely, I guess.
Yeah, they are really nice.
Yeah.
Khaled was saying this is the more educated city of Somaliland
Yeah,
because of the university, right?
They got almost like 6 to 7 universities in here.
Wow.
And Amud is one of, I think Amud consider is the best university in Somalia.
Okay.
If you consider Somalia and Somaliland together.
Oh, so that both Somalia and Somaliland, the
Yes.
best universities in this town?
Yes. Yeah.
So do people come from Somalia to Somaliland to this
Exactly,
town?
from Somalia, from Puntland, even from Djibouti, they all come here to study.
Ethiopia?
Even some of them from Ethiopia who lives or based in Somaliland, yes.
Right. And so where's the Ethiopian border from here?
I can't actually tell, but just behind one of those mountains.
Over in this direction?
It could be, or in that direction right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be west, southwest, or?
Southwest, I guess.
Cool. hope you enjoyed that video. I am back in Europe now, not for long though. I am heading to another country. I'll talk about that in just a second. Somaliland was a special trip for me. One of the reasons I called it Somalia was for the reason that not many people around the world really know what Somaliland is. And so I wanted to, get the attention of people by calling it Somalia, which it technically is as it's internationally known. But locally it's a whole different ballgame. But majority of people don't know Somaliland, so calling it Somalia and the titles and things, that really, I think, showed people that Somaliland exists. So I hope that achieved by showing people that Somaliland is its own thing and it's pretty much its own country. I have got many messages from Westerners and other people around the world telling me that they're thankful for me showing them this because they had no idea that Somaliland existed, and by calling it Somalia, they were able to learn about that. So I hope the locals understand why I chose to call it that. A big thank you to all the Somalilanders for everything, and it was a pretty special trip to get the usual preconceived ideas broken. The next trip I will tell you in just a moment. It's going to be one of the biggest trips of my life, and I have no hesitation in saying that. It's going to be pretty extreme. But I just want to say a thank you to Skillshare again for sponsoring the videos. A lot of these places like Somaliland and traveling in lots of places in Africa can be quite expensive, surprisingly. So thank you to Skillshare for helping out with the channel here. If you don't know what Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands and thousands of classes, basically covering anything from creativity to business. I'm going to recommend Sarah's courses again. Sarah's courses are about how to vlog and film and put it all together and be a YouTuber if you want to go down that avenue for fun or for your career. I'm going to leave a link below. If you click that link, you'll get 2 months free on Skillshare Premium. And then from then on, it's about $10 a month, and you get access to all these classes. Really helps you become a stronger version of yourself, I believe. I've personally used it in the past, and I'm happy to recommend it to you guys. So cheers to Skillshare. So the next location. The next location is in the Middle East / South Asia, Central Asia regions. It's had a terrible history, and the history continues to be, very brutal day by day. This is a project I'm going to be working on. I was contacted by, let's say, a big corporation. I can say that. I'm not going to give too much away for many reasons, including personal safety while I'm in this country. But yeah, I am a bit nervous, but also very excited to be a part of something of this magnitude, really. It's going to be it's going to be extreme, but I'm very much so looking forward to it. And I'm not going to be releasing videos for maybe in between 2 and 3 weeks, I would say. I'm not going to put a date on it. It depends on a number of different variables. I hope that you all will be waiting when I come back, and you'll be looking forward to seeing the videos, because it's going to be interesting for a huge number of ways, and I can't wait to go and see what it's going to be like. Much love to all the nice comments from all of you from all over the world. Your comments are beautiful, and they really do make it all worth it, and they make my day, and I still do love what I'm doing. So thank you very much, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Hello. What's up, Europe? What's up,
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.